Good morning, everyone. If you'd please take your seats. We've got a morning filled with great speakers and a lot of information. And it is indeed my honor and my pleasure to start off this morning by introducing to you the Honorable Dan Malloy, Governor of the State of Connecticut. I could take a lot of time and tell you a lot of things about what he's done, all the great things, but I think why we're here is to hear what he has to say. Governor Malloy, thank you.
Good. Can we use that one?
Yeah, anyone.
Well, in that case, get out of the way. Hey, listen, it's great to be with everybody. Happy you're all here. We have a lot of work to do in the coming weeks and months in the legislative session. I know your discussions are about making sure that our transportation system meets the needs of workplaces and the individuals who need to get to workplaces, and so I very much appreciate that being a subject matter which you're addressing today and have, as I look around the room, have in many other days as well. I will say this, that I know that the commissioner, Deputy Commissioner's here. The Commissioner is away, I guess, doing the Northeast Corridor Commission down in New Jersey. Is that where that is? So you know he wants to get the hell out of there as quickly as he can. Imagine having all that money to build another tunnel and not spending it. I mean, just think about what that was all about. Actually, I think it was about the Port Authority, now that I think about it. What is important, I think, is that we go from talking about transportation in very general terms to talking about transportation in very specific terms. And that's what I intend to see happen in the coming months, so that the people of Connecticut can be gotten ready to make hard and fast decisions about transportation through their elected leadership, but also to express their own opinions. I think part of the problem in Connecticut is that we've actually not told people the true size and the cost of what needs to be done if Connecticut is to be able to compete in the next 50 years. And there are many projects that people need to understand the scope of and the potential expense of if we anticipate if we anticipate a decision being made. And so it's time to lay that out for them, whether it's widening 84 from the New York border through Waterbury, or whether it's widening 95 from Branford to the Rhode Island border, whether it's more rapid replacement of aging infrastructure, bridges in particular, whether it is a broader rail system with more regular traffic, not just on New Haven to Hartford to Springfield corridor, but modernization also, much more rapid modernization of Metro North in our state. People need to understand the breadth and the scope of what needs to be done and its cost so that they can make decisions. So I wanted to stop by and say that I think your work is extremely important. I think most particularly with respect to rail and bus systems and having them work to a much higher and greater degree for the public that is called upon to use those systems is very important work, as well as the other transportation aspects of that you'll be engaged in. I think what I'm trying to say is what I have told you over the last many years of my public service as mayor of Stamford and as governor of the state of Connecticut has gotten to the point where, and with the great work of the Department of Transportation over the last 4 years, we are now at a point where we're going to have a very honest and full and vibrant discussion with the people of Connecticut about transportation and what it's going to take to straighten out in the state of Connecticut. And then ultimately people will have to make decisions about whether they want to engage in that process or not. Obviously, I'm laying it out there because I believe we should engage in it, but you'll be hearing a lot from us in the coming weeks and months, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thanks.
thanks to Governor Malloy for opening up the session. My name is Karen Bernaska. I'm the coordinator of transit for Connecticut. Just before we begin, I would like to give my personal thanks and introduce the steering committee who organized today's event. Joe Cutruffo of Tri-State Transportation Campaign, Amanda Kennedy of Regional Plan Association, Don Schubert of CCIA, Mary Tomalonius of CACT, Lyle Ray of CROG, and Roger Reynolds, Laura McMillan, and Sarah Ganong of CFE. And I'd also like to thank the Emily Hall Tremaine Foundation for its continuing support. Before we get to the keynote speaker, I'd like to have you look at your handout and look at all the bios of the speakers and presenters this morning. They are very, very, very impressive. I know we have some elected officials in the audience. I see Representative Jonathan Steinberg. Yep, he's there. We have a representative from Senator Blumenthal's office, and we also have, I believe, Representative Susan Johnson. If she's not here, she is coming. At this point of the morning, I would like to introduce to you Amanda Kennedy of the Regional Plan Association. Amanda's here. She's going to kind of set the stage for today's forum and introduce Rob, our keynote speaker. Amanda.
Thank you, Karen. As Karen said, I'm Amanda Kennedy. I'm the Connecticut Director at Regional Plan Association. We're a nonprofit civic organization, and we're focused on the tri-state metropolitan New York region, which includes a big chunk of Connecticut. I'm very pleased to be here to introduce our next speaker. He is a senior fellow with the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C., and he directs their Metropolitan Infrastructure Initiative. Brookings and the initiative are a very highly respected national source for policy guidance on infrastructure challenges, and they have a specific emphasis on transportation. In 2011, Brookings released profiles of the 100 largest metros in the United States, and for the first time we were able to actually compare transportation systems from one metro area to another, not just in terms of how many people can have access to transit in any way, but if they do have access to transit, how many jobs within their region does that transit system actually allow them to reach? And the national average was only 30% of a region's jobs could actually be accessed via transit. And this is a major issue for economic growth. Spoiler alert, Hartford or Connecticut's major cities were all kind of in the middle of the pack, around 40 to 48 ranked in that top 100. And given that we're the Northeast, we should have the best transit in the country. This really isn't where we want to be. The Brookings work has really been pivotal to changing the way we think about the role and the performance of transit systems going forward. And I'd encourage you all to visit their website for both the Metro profiles and all the really excellent work they've done since.